Something you could be missing, or something that you just don't care about. And I think that's the most important thing to realize is that you don't realize what you don't honestly care about when it comes to cleaning your place of business or your home. There is dust and dirt everywhere, whether it be on vents, above vents, on ceiling fans, and we could talk on tops of computers, behind computers, underneath desks, on baseboards, on the walls, things you may not even notice. You walk by every day. Maybe you glance at them. Maybe you don't even see it's there. Maybe you do and just don't care. It just things like that uh, can improve the value of where you're living or where you're working that you just don't realize.
Welcome to Rochester Business Connections, powered by Balbert Marketing, LLC, where I get the chance to chat with Rochester, New York's very best business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders. I am your host, Ben Albert. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, we don't do advertisements. My fee for this show is simple. If you gain value from the episode, personally share with a friend and explain your favorite part. Let's get started. Welcome everyone to Rochester Business Connections. I am here with Andrew Tackling. Andrew, how are you today?
Great, Ben. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. We're having fun this morning. It's before the market opens, and Andrew and I are talking about stocks, something I always love to just talk about on the side. And I'm excited to have you here today because Tackling Group, you guys do commercial and residential cleaning. And, during coronavirus, you need a good cleaner. And even not during a virus, you need to keep your business clean. You need to keep your house clean because it's a first impression for ultimately your business, your home, so on and so forth. Tell us, I'm not in the cleaning business, so tell us exactly what you do at Tackling Group, Andrew.
Well, at Tackling Group, we're basically a professional cleaning company with a personal touch. And I like to come in, assess the property, the space you want cleaned, and really see how we can add value to that space for you going forward.
Great. And I mentioned commercial and residential. I believe you do both. Do you have an ideal client or a most common client that gives you a phone call that you help out?
Yeah, that client, kind of sounds like, hey, I'm looking for a clean a couple times a month or once a week, something I can do on the weekends. We love those clients because we're able to help them out, really get their space feeling clean and fresh for the entire week, or whatever length of time that might be, and then to come back at the end of that week and refresh it. And they come in Monday with a great sense of, hey, I'm in this clean space again.
Love it. I'm sure everyone's curious, since that we're filming this during coronavirus, has that changed any regulations? Has it changed the chemicals you use? I'm just curious from, an insider perspective, how the virus has changed your business.
For me, my business hasn't honestly changed all that much, other than the fact that I now advertise that I, use chemicals that do destroy or kill COVID-19. I was already using those chemicals beforehand, so it just happened to luck out that way.
Yeah. And again, just a question out of total curiosity. Are people calling you scared about the virus, wanting to clean and sweep their home because they're having company or things like that, or sweep their business because they're having a small get together? Again, totally just me just being curious about what's going on.
Honestly, no. When I've encountered potential clients calling me, asking me questions, whether it relates to general cleaning, deep cleaning, carpet cleaning, any of it, there hasn't been too much talk around the virus other than maybe one or two of them asking what types of chemicals I use. And and then it's just the answer like, hey, they all killed COVID-19, so we're all set to go.
Cool. It's I'm probably asking more questions than the average person. It's good to hear that things are business as usual. Um, I'm a big why guy. I started my business to help people. I think all the best businesses form good relationships and really help the people that they're striving to help. Very simply put. I'm wondering if there's any values or missions or business ethics that you built Tackling Group on, and maybe just a history or a personal story or anything like that that sort of influenced you to be a business guy and build your business here.
Well, let me start with that story. I 4 years ago, I used to work for another cleaning franchise here in Rochester. And when I was with that franchise, I was actually started out doing making appointments, doing sales, actually getting the clients to come to this company. And I went on a few cleaning rounds with the regional manager there. He saw how hard I worked. He saw how I cleaned, and he said, "What are you doing? Why are you doing sales still?" And I said, "I've been doing it for years. I'm just going to keep going with that, I guess." And he said, "No, you're great at cleaning. Try this out. See how it works for you." So I started a franchise with them. Uh, and I ended up paying a lot in royalties. So a couple of years later, I ended up exiting that franchise, and a year later started my own uh, cleaning company. So that's sort of my story. And that individual is his name's Steve. Uh, he kind of inspired me to do this, to start this, and even help me get everything registered with the business and everything like that. So it was really a true learning experience going through all that. And I've always felt like I have to, tackle success. And my major goal is to become financially independent, but to handle each client and each opportunity with integrity.
It's huge. Yeah, integrity goes a long way, and I like hearing stories like that. It's not uncommon advice that you hear: quit your day job, start a business, do what you're passionate about, do what you love, and it's not always as simple as, "Oh, I'm just going to quit my day job and move on." I like your story in that you started in the industry, you built a business in the industry, and you wanted to ultimately have the full control and the full autonomy. So you took another extra step. It wasn't like an overnight success, overnight sensation story. It's building your way through to ultimately what's going to help the clients the best. Love hearing stories like that, and I love to talk about Rochester on the show, Andrew. I'm from here in Rochester my whole life, a huge advocate for a lot of the things going on in our city. I'm curious, are you a Rochester native?
I wasn't born here. I was born in New London, Connecticut, but moved. I've been here since I was 3, so about 30 years.
I think that counts.
It counts. Yeah, I guess it counts. It gives me the street cred, right?
Yeah,
Um, and uh, yeah, I went to school here. I grew up here in the city, so I'm very familiar with Rochester and what it has to offer.
cool, cool. And in your almost 30 years or so here, you said 30 years, right?
Yeah.
Um, any favorite things? Anything you recommend? Anything I could, see you at on a Saturday, Sunday where you drop the work and you're just going to have a good time?
Well, before the pandemic, and it's going to be post-pandemic as well. Playing volleyball down at Hot Shots on University. That place is amazing. A great fun time. go down there. They have indoor sand courts, great food, a full bar, and yeah, on a Sunday evening or a weekday evening, whichever type of team I happen to be playing on, because I've been playing volleyball for 10 years and I love it. That's where you'd find me.
That's fun. Hot Shots is a cool place. I've only been there once. I did a volleyball league at Montage Music Hall has not Montage Music Hall. Main Street Armory has volleyball during the week, but we were actually the worst team in the league. I was probably the guy that you're embarrassing because we stunk, but lots of fun, lots of fun. No wrong answers here. You could even just use as an opportunity to elevate Rochester. I'm curious if there's anything in Rochester that you would change, adapt, anything you think that we could work on as a community.
As a community, I think it would be great if we worked on, well, as a government, fixing the potholes.
Hmm.
Let's go on that. I've gone through way too many and thrown too many curses around to really be happy with the state of the roads here in the city.
Yeah, with all the snow and all the salt, it's a little avoidable, but we really need to be on it. I don't know if you've seen, there's a meme where it shows drunk driver and it has all the potholes, and the drunk driver just drives directly through in a straight line through the potholes. And then it's a sober driver and it shows like them zigzagging
Swerving
around.
around, right?
Like the drunk driver's the one driving straight in a line because there's so many.
You just don't care.
Oh yeah. Well, great. To talk a little bit more about tackling group, what do you do to stay chipper? What do you do to stay sharp? Is there anything that you've been studying in the industry lately? Has there been changes? Any insider tips that you're kind of keeping up to date on, or anything like that?
I keep up to date with most what everyone is using as far as chemical wise during the pandemic. Like I said, I really haven't had to change much, but I recently did add carpet cleaning. Bought my own machine. Uh, Very reliable piece of technology that I researched and am feeling very confident with. And I've already pulled off a couple of jobs where I'm going, wow, that really pulled out what I wanted it to do nicely. So I researched that before I even did it, and then pulled the trigger, and that was an exciting opportunity and something I was glad I could take advantage of. And I like to keep myself up to date with everything else going on, and I also recently added professional organizing to my menu of services that I utilize or that I provide.
Right. What does that mean, professional organizing? As-
So,
Assume I'm really ignorant because I actually am.
what a professional organizer would do is come into your space, whether that be your place of work or your place of business, and obviously, I wouldn't be going in there unless there was a problem, unless there was either a small example of, say, hoarding or it's just complete disorganization with how everything is presented to either your customer that you care about with your business, or in your own living space. How your feng shui, how you are going through your daily routine, how you are living, where everything is important. And if you're looking to improve your own efficiency in either your workspace or your living space, it's always a good idea to hire someone like a professional organizer to come in and say, this could go better here, this could go better here, and work with you, not against you, but work with you to come to an agreement on, hey, this will go great uh, with what you're currently doing, and it'll get you either out the door that much faster, or it'll speak type A to your customers.
Good. Yeah. And I'll tell you, my feng shui is not on point. That's why I'm using a green screen. The room's a mess. Um, you know, home advisor is a good example. Sometimes people don't have a home inspector, rather, have a home inspector come in until they're looking to sell their home, and they could have animals living in the lining of their home. You never know if you don't have an inspection. I mean, a lot of people probably don't have a cleaner come in. A lot of people do it themselves. I mean, I do it myself. I'm curious, what are some of the benefits of actually having a professional come in and do a more thorough job? Is it something that I really should be doing? Is there something that I could be missing?
There's always something you could be missing, or something that you just don't care about. And I think that's the most important thing to realize, is that you don't realize what you don't honestly care about when it comes to cleaning your place of business or your home. There is dust and dirt everywhere, whether it be on vents, above vents, on ceiling fans, and we could talk on tops of computers, behind computers, underneath desks, on baseboards, on the walls, things you may not even notice. You walk by every day. Maybe you glance at them. Maybe you don't even see it's there. Maybe you do and just don't care. It just things like that uh, can improve the value of where you're living or where you're working, that you just don't realize. You can do it yourself, but uh, unless you're calling a professional in, to get the extra eyes,
Right.
on. Second pair is always good. Um, I don't believe you're really hitting all the major points that you could be. Especially in this time when improving air quality is so important.
Yeah, you've got me thinking. I mean, there's a phenomenon where you learn a new word, you meet someone, a new idea, a concept comes into your life, and suddenly it starts to reoccur. You start to see it again. Forget the name of that phenomenon. But I almost feel like since we had this conversation, I'm going to start noticing all the issues and errors that I've been neglecting for years. So I, at the very least, appreciate the insight there. Appreciate your story, Andrew. I'm wondering. I mean, the way you built this business was smart. You were in the industry, you were in sales, you built one business and you moved on to make it your own. If you were to go back in time, if is there anything you would do different, anything you would change if you were to go back and talk to your younger self and just give them a little advice to make it different?
Hmm. Uh, how much younger are we talking?
Um, it- I'm going to leave it up to you if anything comes to mind.
Well, honestly, Ben, if I had to go back far enough, I would tell myself to save my money and move to Hawaii.
I love it. I love it.
But to go back just maybe 5 or 6 years, um, it would be, do this smarter, do that smarter. You know, a few tips here and there. Maybe say, don't go down that road. Go down this road. It's much smoother. It takes a little trial and error to get to everything, but that's also where you gain the experience. So um, I don't know how much I would really change.
Cool. Oh, cool. Um, the stock market's going to open soon. I know we both are
Is
excited to look at our investments. So let's move to the rapid fire round where we just ask short, easy questions to get to know you a little bit better.
okay.
Preferences. Do you like coffee or tea?
Tea,
Beer or wine?
beer,
Favorite season of the year?
spring.
Social media platform if someone wants to be a friend or just keep in touch.
I'm on Facebook like every 5 seconds.
Cool, cool. Are you on Facebook using an iOS or an Android?
Android. I never liked Apple.
Cool, cool. I need to start taking a tally because I've gotten a good mix of both iOS and Android. Personally, I'm a Mac user, but I have an Android phone. Um, I guess final question. Let's say you're working, you toss on music. You toss on a podcast. Do you have a preference? Do you like to listen to information, or do you like to kind of just jam out to tunes?
I'm working. I usually listen to a podcast, usually something about the NFL. I'm a huge Dolphins fan, so I like to stay up to date on what they're doing.
Dolphins are doing great this year, man. Their defense is killing it.
They're doing amazing. I can't wait to watch them get into the playoffs. And a lot of people in Rochester are going to hate me for this, but I hope they win the division.
There you go. Hey, there you go. It's the division looks completely different than it did the past 15 years. So that's at least refreshing. One last thing, how do we keep in touch? Is there a best way to keep in touch with Tackling Group, whether we just want to stay in touch or maybe need help ultimately cleaning our office space, cleaning our home? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, if you are looking to get in touch with somebody about, doing a general cleaning, a deep cleaning, setting up a schedule, anything like that, you can get in touch with me on Facebook. I have a brand new Facebook page at Smudge to Shiny. That's Smudge, the number 2, Shiny. And my phone number, which is 698-6171 with the 585 area code there. And my email as well, which is also on the Facebook page. I'll find all that information there. Like I said, I recently just posted that and made that public.
Perfect. Yeah, as you heard, Andrew spends a lot of time on Facebook, so you can find him there. You can give him a call. I'm sure you'll get back to them if you miss the call. And it's been fun talking with you. I hope you're the best, and I appreciate you coming on today.
Thanks a lot, Ben. I appreciate you having me on. It's been great.
Thanks for listening to Rochester Business Connections. Don't forget to share this, rate, and comment on your favorite platform. You can also email me, ben@balbertmarketing.com. Let's connect soon. Until then, keep thriving, everyone.